Oh hey there, Aiden, and this is the VG Punk channel. I know y'all haven't seen my cute face in a while, and I know y'all miss me. Today we are talking about that quick starter deck that we're gonna have sometime in April. Japan's gonna have it way before us, but you know, it's nice to talk about what's coming up soon. A lot of people say that the boss unit in those start deck isn't good. I think they're pretty decent, and I think one of them is actually really good and possibly a meta contender too. And spoiler, it's unfortunately not the two nation that I play. That one that I think is meta is not in that nation. God damn it!
He fucked me with a toothbrush!
But yeah, it's gonna come out in April 19th for us, and I'm just excited to see them because it's gonna be a new era for us.
That he fucked me?
Even though it's technically still the same standard format, this transition from Overdress to Divine Z, it's similar to the original Vanguard into G format. You can still use all of the standard card like the Youth Bird support, Leonore support, and everything before it, all the way back to the original 6 starter deck, the $4 one. Speaking of the $4 starter decks, these new starter deck is not gonna be the same price as though. I heard they are around $15.99, $14.99 US dollar. Possibly even $20.
Now go chop his dick.
I keep hearing those two numbers a lot, so probably I would say around $15 to $20. But they do come with the card themselves, and I believe sleeves. That I know for sure, but I'm not 100% sure if they're gonna give you a deck box, like you know how when the Leonore, the Youthberg, and the Dragula starter deck came out. I think if we're gonna get a deck box, it's gonna be something similar to that. But for what, $20? I would have to agree with the people on Twitter and say that it is pretty expensive, but
with a toothbrush!
Personally, I think it's pretty worth just like a pack of like art sleeve. It's like $15 already, so you kind of pay that amount and then you add another $5 to get some cards in there. I think that's pretty great. But also, hold on, I just noticed one of my ring light isn't on. And yes, I do use a ring light for video that show my pretty face. Give me a second.
A few moments later.
Anyway, for this video, I'm gonna go over those 6 bosses that we're gonna get in those starter decks and kind of talk about them, so newer player or possibly even the veterans player, they can see if they can do something with them, you know? I genuinely hope that these bosses could prove people wrong and be a meta contender somehow. So all 6 of these bosses share a common effect, which is for Counterblast of 1, you can fish out a copy of them in the deck and add it to your hand, and then you give the Vanguard 10k. I think this effect is much more powerful than people give it credit for because first of all, the Vanguard will always be at least 23k attacker, which that's a trigger plus more, which is not something to scuff at, that's for sure. And considering some of these bosses give power to themselves, one of them give a crit to themselves, that's a pretty powerful thing to have. Not many bosses have that luxury. I can think of a few on top of my head.
He fucked me with a toothbrush!
And then the effect to fish out a copy of them from the deck. While that is a powerful thing, like you guarantee a persona for the next turn, I think a lot of time people will use that as like an extra card in their hand to use for like another body on the field, a discard, any of those stuff. There's it's not just having a persona guarantee, but you know, a persona guarantee is still a great effect. But now move on to the special effect that each of these guys have. Now the first one that we're going to talk about is the first one that got reviewed, and it is, oh Jesus Christ, Thundering Cloud Dragon Triumph Dragon. They're bushy again, going with the dragon, as if we don't see that it is a dragon. But anyway, all 6 of these bosses, they don't just share that first effect, they also share the cost of the second effect, which is an energy blast of 4. I'm possibly gonna make a video in the future talking about it, but I'm sure there are some other creator that cover energy blasts already. And if you're like the rest of us and you're excited for Divine Z, you probably know what energy blast is already. So I'm not gonna talk about that in the video. I'm just gonna assume you know what it is. For Triumph Dragon special effect, for an energy blast of 4, he can, what can he do? Oh, one other thing that they all share is that it is all auto effect except one of them. So most of them will activate in the middle of the battle phase. And for Triumph Dragon, when it attacks, you get to energy blast 4, and you get to retire a rear guard, and Triumph Dragon gain 5k and a crit. Now that means Triumph Dragon, if you use both of its effect, you'll have a 28k Vanguard attack that have 2 damage on it. That's definitely pretty good, but it doesn't inherently have multi-attack like some of the bosses that we're going to talk about in the future. So right now it is a 3 attack deck, which I don't think is that bad. It have retire, but the Vanguard is huge. If I would have made a comparison, I would say it's pretty similar to Bavsagra, except with less setup. Like, it doesn't need the arm stuff, it doesn't need Trick Moon to hit that big power that it usually hit. It's kind of hard to elaborate on these bosses because their effect is, you know, so simple, but it's good because these starter deck is meant for beginner people that supposedly started Vanguard now, and simple effect is better for beginner. Salvation Wing Angel Sarafsal. I have a little question for the people that work in the card development department. Who bright idea was it to give Keter Sanctuary Graveyard Revival? Why does Keter Sanctuary is the one that get Graveyard Revival? I understand if they revive from, I don't know, damage zone. That seems like an angel thing to do, but no. You bring a card from the drop zone to the battlefield, you're stepping on Stoicheia ground, bro. What are you doing? And do you know what make it even worse? The fact that they do it mid-battle. Why did you get to do it mid-battle when somebody doesn't get it? But unlike Triumph Dragon, Sarafsarel does guarantee you a 4th attack with 10k plus, so most of the time that whatever you call back will most likely be able to hit the Vanguard even after a trigger. So that's pretty good, but it is pretty scary because you can procs on place effect mid battle, and we know there's gotta be some kind of effect in Keter that could make this powerful. I'm not a Keter Sanctuary main, so I don't know what's in there, but come on, come on. There gotta be something. Sarafsarel does remind me of how OG Bastion play, except without the restriction of focusing on grade 3 and without having to rely on drive checking a grade 3. It just gives you a 4th attack plus power. So if you like how original Bastion play, you might like this guy. Alrighty, you robot mech nerd. Here's the robot that everybody Blitz Giga Mobile Ashtum. It's a robot. Nova Grappler that does Nova Grappler thing. It does the Nova Grappler thing that Nova Grappler does, which is restanding rear guard. Nothing much to say about it. It is also mid-battle restand, so 4th attack. Good for you. Hate it. But it also gives you plus 5k to whatever you restand, and it gives 5k to the Vanguard. So the Vanguard is at least 28k attacker, which is pretty good. Like I say, simple effect is kind of an effective effect. And then this is for the people that main brand gate. If there is a powerful on attack effect, you can prox it again, possibly. So tinker with that a bit. Out of all of the nation, I hate brand gate the most, so I'm not touching that.
He fucked me with a toothbrush!
Alrighty, here she is. Love Call Marlene. Marlene? Marlene. Marlene? Marlene. No, it's Marlene. Girly Pop here have the OG power of Bermuda Triangle. Here's the rundown for the folks that have not touched Premium or V Premium. Remember Kyrie? Bounce stuff to hand and then call it back out? Yeah, that's what Bermuda Triangle do. Except this girl, she does it a little better because she's doing mid battle. Like Seraph Sorel, the Angel Man, she bounce a card on the field back to your hand mid battle and then call either the same card or a different card if you want. Doesn't matter, you call another card onto your battlefield. That way you have a fourth attack and that card get plus 10k, and most likely it's gonna have an on place effect. And if I know anything, Lyrical fucking Monasterio have some good ass on place effect, and their card pool is huge because they have what, 4 set dedicated to themselves. Now I don't need to tell y'all to go and break it because I know I have a friend that he doesn't say that he main Lyrical Monasterio, but he does have the most fun with all of the different strategy that Lyrical have. So I'm counting on him to break it. As I alluded earlier, I think that Marlene is actually the one boss out of these 6 that could possibly break into the meta. Okay. I don't want to talk about it. Don't make me. I don't want to talk about it. You know, people come here to get review on these bosses. You're gonna have to talk about him. Okay, fine. Marine General of the Great Sea, Cristianos. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. You got the Seaman aesthetic. Surely you restand rearguard as well. No, you just revive stuff? Surely you revive stuff mid-battle phase like how Grand Blue was, right? No, he doesn't. It's an axe skill. So I can only build a field and it doesn't inherently have multi-attack. The only boss out of these 6 that have an axe skill. Why? Why do you do this to me? But then surely, the stuff that he called back gain power by his effect. Surely, right? No! They don't even gain power. So what the hell am I supposed to do? I would say this boss is the worst out of the 6, but unfortunately, he's hot. So I gotta build a deck for him. Just move the fuck on. You get it by now. These name Cruel Beast, Demonic Lore, Ocel Largest. What's largest? What's largest? Let me know. What's largest? Now, because I play Dark State as well, and this card remind me greatly of the original Barking Manticore. The OGs know. The OGs know what I'm talking about. Barking Manticore. It remind me of that card. So that's why I'm just like, love that guy. So it is my favorite out of the 3, even though it is the worst. Wait, did I say 3? So it is my favorite out of the 6 bosses, even though it is the worst out of the 3 bosses that have similar effects. Same thing I say for Angel Man, same thing I say for Girly Pop. Whatever I call out better have an on place effect that powerful. I have not theory craft yet for Ocel Largest because my head is wrapping around how to make Cristianos good. But I'm probably gonna do it soon. My life. Now, all of these bosses, after I read their effect out to you, they're pretty mid compared to what we have in, like, I don't know, set 13 with Leonorn, Youthbird, Great Forge, Jewel. Jesus, those boys are powerful. And girl, the 6 bosses from the starter deck is pretty mid compared to them, but that's okay. They're mid with minimal support, and they're so generic that if they one slip up, one good on place effect, and Marlene's gonna be top dog. Just saying. Oh, one of them make it to top 8. Please be Cristianos. Please be Cristiano. Please be Cristianos. Anyway, to wrap things up today, I know a lot of people aren't as excited about these bosses as I am, but hey, if you don't like the starter deck, don't buy it. I don't know what else to tell ya. And like I say, we will be getting sleeves in our product when it come out over here for overseas folks, not in Japan. Japan, they get stuff for cheap. We get stuff for a little more, but they do try to make it better with sleeves put inside them. And I would like sleeve of Cristianos. Why does he gotta suck so much? I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go and cry about the fact that Cristianos is not good. But just a little hint, I'm theory crafting him to play with those 2 grade 3 bugs that came out around the same time as Granfia. Those 2 bugs that need each other and they're like 23k attacker. That's my hopes for breaking Cristianos, because beside that grade 2 that come in the same starter deck as him, he have no power at all. So I'm just like, crumbs, give me all the crumbs so I can make a cookie out of this. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. You will most likely see my face a little more and possibly a new deck list, deck profile, most likely with Leonor, because she's been treating me very well lately, and excited for the update with the 54 deck. Alrighty, with that being said, how you do this? Like, subscribe, comment. Tell me which of those 6 bosses that you are excited for. I want to know. Will you show me? I don't know how the rest of that song go. Comment and tell me which of these bosses that you like, or maybe which of the 6 Divine Z bosses that is revealed that you like. I'm very excited for stuff that's gonna come in the future, and I'm probably gonna go to bed after this. Remember to take care of yourself, and I'll be seeing you real soon, my love.